Hello and welcome to PeopleCert Scrum Master I certification training from One World Training. One World Training is a global training company having its offices in the USA, UK, the Netherlands, India, Malaysia, United Arab Emirates, South Africa, and many other countries globally. We provide training in IT, business management, project management, ISO standards, GDPR, and over 150 plus other trainings for individuals and organizations. One World Training delivers its courses in 5 ways: public classroom based, online from home or work, e-learning, a blended approach of self-paced e-learning with in-person support for instruction, or at the user's location with on-site team training for private and government organizations. We are an authorized training center and endorsed by leading global professional bodies, as you can see from the logos below. My name is Muralidhar Gadam, or Murali in short. I'm a certified trainer, e-learning speaker, course advisor for various courses such as ITIL 4, Project Management Professional, CAPM, which is Certified Associate in Project Management, Prince 2, Project and Control Environments Practitioner, MSP, Managing Successful Programs Practitioner, PeopleCert and Exin Scrum Master, meaning these are Scrum Master certifications from PeopleCert as well as Exin, as well as Verism, which is a service management approach for the digital age, and DevOps as well. I have worked for several years in IT and project management and with teams in the US, Western Europe, Canada, India, Southeast Asia, and Australia. I have spent some of my time abroad working with teams on site, though I live in India. I use my real world experience to deliver trainings, supporting diverse industries in leading tier 1 global organizations. I'm a computer engineer by education, a certified corporate trainer, and a coach. I have subject matter expertise in several areas of IT, service management, software, project, and program management. This course is released by PeopleCert, who are a global leader in certification. They provide web-based and paper-based exams in 25 languages, and they have 2,000 accredited training organizations worldwide. One World Training is such an accredited training organization, also known as ATO in short. PeopleCert are delivering exams across 200 countries every year, and they have a comprehensive portfolio of 500 plus topics for exams, and it is growing. As you can see below, some of their associations are with Axelos for courses such as Prince2, ITIL, Prince2 Agile, MSP, Agile Shift, Resilia, etc. The DevOps Institute, Digital Marketing Institute, IASSC for Six Sigma, ISACA for Information Security, and others such as Language Cert, Lean IT, Quality Software Development, NED, ECDL. We provide you the following course materials. First of all, this presentation, which I'm taking you through, covering the entire PeopleCert Scrum 1 course. You will also receive a student course supplement, which you have to study on your own, which connects very closely with this material, which is being used for your training. However, you'll find a little bit more there for your own self-study, because this course will require you somewhere between 12 to 14 hours of total preparation time, and maybe a restudy before writing the exam. These recordings would be lasting about maybe 6 to 7 hours. So you have to spend some more time in doing some sample question papers, as we have given here the sample exam. There's one sample exam paper which you need to try on your own, and then you need to study the student course supplement, which is very close to this material from us. And we also have the syllabus on the Learning Management portal, as well as the latest Scrum Guide from 2020. Please note that the Scrum Guide changes once in few years. So while it may not change immediately for the next few years, because it was last updated in November 2020, do remember that it can change in the future. This course, however, is based on the Scrum Guide from November 2020. And this certification was released in April 2021. We take a look at the syllabus shortly. And once again, In the learning management system access for you, you will find all this there. We also have included certain quiz questions while we take you through this course, which are different from the sample exam. Here we are into the syllabus document, official from PeopleCert, for PeopleCert Scrum Master I, published in April 2021. Firstly, what is Scrum? Scrum is a framework that helps teams work together. It increases team productivity by encouraging team players to learn through experiences, self-organize, and continuously improve. IT teams in particular use Scrum to develop, deliver, and maintain complex software products. However, Scrum principles can be applied to all kinds of areas such as research, sales, marketing, and customer support, to name a few. Note that this is the syllabus document. This is not the actual training material. So I'm just taking you briefly through the syllabus document. Why is the Scrum certification important? Holding the certification proves your familiarity with Scrum practices beyond the mere knowledge of terminology. It shows to employers that you have the potential to be the person they need to cover the Scrum Master role in their teams, within their organization. So whether you are a beginner or a seasoned professional in Scrum, a certification is a significant advantage when aiming to motivate and lead teammates. So this credential showcases that you have the skills necessary to lead an agile team successfully. Let's now look at the certification or the qualification structure. We are here today with the PeopleCert Scrum Master I, which requires about 14 to 16 hours of training, which includes this recorded material as well as some of the self-study you would be doing, trying out the sample paper, going through the syllabus, etc., and doing some more study before writing the exam. In this, you get essential knowledge needed by IT professionals and even non-IT in agile methodologies and Scrum practices. It focuses on the fundamental principles and concepts of both agile and Scrum. Remember that Scrum is just one of the agile frameworks. So while Scrum is agile, but agile is not just Scrum. The Scrum Master too, with similar amount of training hours, will enhance your aspects of the Scrum framework through a variety of real-world scenarios and focused practical information related specifically to the Scrum Master. This is a separate training program and certification. Then coming soon, as per PeopleCert, is the Scrum Product Owner stream and the PeopleCert Scrum Developer. So while the PeopleCert Scrum Master I certification covers the fundamental knowledge required for a candidate to build their knowledge and skills regarding Scrum principles and practices, the Scrum Master II certification, which is the next level, covers more advanced skills, practices, and knowledge about the Scrum framework. These courses are delivered through accredited ATOs, meaning accredited training organizations such as One World Training, who have been licensed or authorized by PeopleCert to deliver such trainings and offer certification programs. The purpose of this Scrum Master I qualification is to confirm that you have sufficient knowledge, understanding, and application of the Scrum framework and be able to work effectively or as a member of a Scrum team. It is the first level of the Scrum qualification scheme from PeopleCert and is aimed at anyone who wishes to become an efficient member of a Scrum environment. And it requires candidates to have and demonstrate a solid knowledge and understanding of the Scrum terms, principles, tools, and practices, as well as demonstrate their application skills of how to use tools efficiently and effectively. It also caters for candidates seeking personal certification. Whereas an advanced level of skills and knowledge is covered in the PeopleCert Scrum Master II, which is the next level of the Scrum qualification scheme from PeopleCert. The learning objectives for this course are to demonstrate your knowledge, understanding, and practical application of the definition and purpose of Agile, the three pillars of Scrum, namely inspection, adaptation, and transparency, the five Scrum values, commitment, focus, openness, respect, and courage. In short, CFORC or C-Force. The characteristics of an effective Scrum Master, product owner, and developer. Those of you might be familiar with the older Scrum Guide might have noted the term development team, whereas in the 2020 update to the Scrum Guide, it is no longer a development team, but just a developer. The purposes of different artifacts and events in Scrum are also covered in this certification program. So while we went through quickly through the 5 learning objectives, the topics once again are an introduction to Agile project management, an introduction to Scrum, the Scrum team concept, Scrum artifacts, Scrum events, and releasing the increment. Remember that Scrum is a framework which includes the Scrum team, Scrum artifacts, and Scrum events. Now about the exam. The exam focuses on 2 categories of the cognitive domain of Bloom's taxonomy, which means the exam will test your knowledge about Scrum and your understanding or comprehension. By knowledge, you will be assessed about knowing and recalling what you are learning in the Scrum course. Such as common and basic terms, definitions, concepts and principles, specific processes, procedures and project management methods. Whereas comprehension is about further understanding of facts, concepts and principles, interpreting material such as code, charts, graphs, text diagrams, and justifying a process, procedure and method used. There would be no analysis or application questions in the Scrum Master 1 exam. As such, there are no formal entry criteria to write the exam, whereas the training would be highly beneficial and highly recommended from an accredited training organization such as One World Training. Now about the exam itself. It's a closed book exam, 60 minutes with 40 questions. They're all multiple choice, requiring 70% to pass. Each question has 1 mark, so you need to clear 28 out of 40 to pass the exam. And you will find the same in the syllabus document which I was taking you through earlier. Except that you see here, the exam will be invigilated or supervised or proctored if you're writing it online using a webcam. The certification does not expire. The syllabus documents specifies the syllabus, such as number 1 is Introduction to Agile Project Management. And within each category, such as number 1, we have topics such as 1.1, what is Agile? And within that, we have several references to go through. 1.2 is Agile methodologies and so on. You will find this detail in this document, which will be made available to you in your learning portal. And our training takes you through exactly through those syllabus categories or topics. Module number 1 would be an introduction to Agile project management, which is a short module. Module number 2 is an introduction to Scrum, which is also a brief module. Then we get into more detail beginning from module number 3, which is about the Scrum team. And then number 4, Scrum artifacts. Number 5, Scrum events. And number 6, releasing the increment. There are a specific number of marks assigned to each category from the syllabus. While we have seen the 6 topics, the same are listed here, however, with specific marks allocated. So if you notice this, the Scrum events cover most of the marks in the exam. 40% of the marks are reserved for Scrum events. So from the 40 questions, you would have 40% of those questions from this topic. Then we have 30% questions from the Scrum artifacts. And we got 10% each from the introduction, number 1, and from number 3, the Scrum team. Then Less than that, we have introduction to Scrum, number 2, 7.5%. And lastly, the minimum number of questions from releasing the increment, 2.5% questions. As I take you through the various modules, you will be seeing again at the start of the module how many questions you can expect in the exam from that module. Then there is a bibliography. It's a long list of web links or books you can read. However, there are only 6 of them which need to be studied before writing the exam. We have covered everything in this course for you. However, if you want more detailed information, you should read all those 6 books completely. The first of the 6 you need to study for the exam is number 9, the 14th Annual State of Agile Report. And here is the link for it. The second one would be number 15, from Mitch Lacey, the Scrum Field Guide, Agile Advice for your first year and beyond. The third one would be from Mark Layton, Scrum for Dummies. And then the fourth one would be number 23 from David Morris, Scrum in Easy Steps, an ideal framework for agile projects. The fifth book for you to study would be number 29 from Kenneth Rubin, Essential Scrum, a practical guide to the most popular agile process. And lastly, the sixth one would be number 30 from Ken Schwaber and Jeff Sutherland, the co-inventors of Scrum. And they have summarized everything in the Scrum Guide, the definitive guide to Scrum, the rules of the game. You will find this at scrumguides.org, the 2020 version that is. This brings us to the end of introduction to the PeopleCert Scrum Master I course. Note that at the end of this course, we have presented all the 6 books on a slide, which I have taken you through in the syllabus document from PeopleCert. So once again, that list of 6 books will be summarized for you at the end of this course in this recording. Thank you for going through the introduction, and very soon we will begin our exciting journey of Agile and Scrum, beginning from the next module.